From Global's newsroom at 6 o'clock, the Liberal Democrats have overturned a huge Tory majority to win the North Shropshire by-election. The result, which saw a 34% swing to the Lib Dems, will pile further pressure on Boris Johnson. Newly elected MP Helen Morgan won with a majority of almost 6,000 and gave this warning to the Prime Minister in her victory speech earlier this morning.
Tonight, the people of North Shropshire have spoken on behalf of the British people. They've said loudly and clearly, Boris Johnson, the party is over. Your government, run on lies and bluster, will be held accountable. It will be scrutinised, it will be challenged, and it can and will be defeated.
The vote was triggered by the resignation of Owen Paterson over a lobbying scandal. He had a majority of 23,000 in 2019. LBC's political editor Theo Usherwood says it's another blow to the Prime Minister's authority.
The focus is now going to be on the ramifications of this result for Boris Johnson and the nervousness within the Conservative Party, particularly the Parliamentary Party, about his leadership. Now, the one thing that Boris Johnson does have going for him is the fact that MPs are now on their holidays. They're not in Parliament. They're not meeting in the tea rooms. They're not having impromptu chats with one another in the corridors of Parliament.
In other news this morning, 4 children have died in a house fire in Sutton in South London. 8 fire engines and around 60 firefighters were called to the home yesterday evening. It's thought all the children were related. An investigation has started into the cause of the fire. Tougher COVID restrictions will return in Wales after Christmas, following a surge in Omicron cases across the UK. Nightclubs will be closed from the 27th of December and 2 metres distancing will become mandatory in offices. The Welsh Government has announced a £60 million fund to support businesses affected by the measures. New COVID guidance for firms in Scotland has come into force. They're legally required to take reasonable measures to minimise the transmission of coronavirus. The advice includes a return to one-way systems in premises, app-based ordering and the use of screens at service points. A search warrant for Alec Baldwin's phone has been granted to police in New Mexico in their investigation into the shooting of cinematographer Helena Hutchins on a film set in October. Court papers show officers believe there may be evidence in messages on the actor's phone. In the city, the FTSE 100 will reopen at 72.60 after closing up 89 points yesterday, and the pound buys $1.33 and €1.17. LBC weather mostly dry and cloudy with some frost and fog in places. Some sunshine for parts of Scotland, light winds for most, a high of 12 degrees. From Global's newsroom for LBC, I'm Simon Conway.